Have you ever looked into your dog's eyes and felt like they saw something far beyond your own? Many pet owners experience this daily, but few understand the true depth of this connection. What lies behind that canine gaze can reveal secrets that will completely transform your understanding of these extraordinary beings. Prepare to discover 10 revelations that will shake your beliefs about dogs' spiritual perception. After learning these truths, you'll never look at your four-legged companion the same way again. Canine vision completely transcends the limits of the material world we know. While we humans see only shapes, colors, and tangible objects, dogs seem to access an invisible dimension filled with energies and presences. Their eyes function as portals to realities our limited minds cannot comprehend. It's as if they possess a spiritual screen, where feelings, emotions, and invisible forces manifest clearly and distinctly. This extraordinary ability reveals that they are connected to vibrational frequencies higher than our own. When we observe a dog staring into nothing, they are actually contemplating something very real and present. Their pupils dilate, their posture changes, and their entire being focuses on what remains hidden from our senses. This expanded vision is not the result of imagination or wild instinct, but rather a genuine ability to perceive what exists beyond the physical veil. Dogs see layers of reality that have been forgotten by humanity throughout its evolution. They have kept this primordial connection with the invisible universe intact. Many owners report experiences where their dogs react intensely to seemingly empty spaces. The animal would fix its gaze on a certain point, its ears would prick up, and its entire behavior would indicate the presence of something significant. These moments are not coincidences or strange behavior, but clear manifestations of this heightened spiritual vision. The dog is literally seeing presences, energies, or manifestations that our physical eyes cannot capture. This expanded perception transforms them into true guardians between two worlds. Science still can't fully explain this phenomenon, but the practical experience of millions of owners confirms its reality. Dogs possess a vision that penetrates subtle dimensions, where forces and consciousnesses that influence our daily existence reside. They are able to distinguish between positive and negative energies, identifying beneficial or threatening presences. This ability makes them not only faithful companions, but true spiritual protectors of their homes. Their transcendental vision functions as an early warning system that keeps us safe from invisible influences. When we understand this truth about canine vision, we begin to appreciate their reactions and behaviors even more. Every fixed gaze, every sudden shift in posture, every moment of intense concentration takes on profound meaning. Dogs are not simply staring into space, but contemplating a reality rich in details that escape our limited perception. They are our spiritual eyes, revealing the existence of a much more complex and fascinating universe. This vision beyond the physical makes them true masters of multidimensional perception. Recognizing this extraordinary ability helps us develop a deeper relationship with our canine companions. We begin to pay attention to their signals, respect their reactions, and trust their keen perception. Dogs become our guides in exploring the invisible realities that surround our existence. Their expanded vision reminds us that there is much more beyond what our physical senses can grasp. They are living bridges between the material world and the spiritual dimensions that constantly surround us. A dog's sense of smell isn't limited to detecting physical odors in their surroundings. This extraordinary ability completely transcends the barriers of the material world, allowing them to sniff out energies, emotions, and spiritual vibrations emanating from human beings. It's as if they possess a sixth olfactory sense that captures invisible essences, decoding feelings and states of mind through ethereal fragrances. Millions of owners report experiences where their dogs have identified people with dubious intentions or negative energies without ever having had prior contact. This ability reveals that a dog's sense of smell functions as a highly sophisticated spiritual detector. When a dog sniffs a person for the first time, it's not just capturing their body odor, it's analyzing that person's entire energetic signature, decoding their emotions, fears, joys, and even unresolved traumas. This transcendental ability allows them to instantly identify whether someone has good or bad intentions. Spiritual scent works like an energetic fingerprint, revealing the true essence of each individual. Dogs can sniff out the human soul through subtle vibrations that our physical noses could never detect. Experiences reported by therapists and health professionals confirm this extraordinary reality of dogs. Many animals can identify illnesses, emotional imbalances, and even depressive states through their spiritual sense of smell. They sniff out energetic changes that precede physical manifestations, detecting problems even before symptoms become visible. This ability transforms them into true living diagnosticians, alerting their owners to important changes in their health. Their spiritual sense of smell functions as an energetic monitoring system that protects and cares for those they love. Spiritual olfactory sensitivity also allows dogs to detect invisible presences in environments. They can sniff out entities, spirits, or residual energies that inhabit certain places. Often, a dog will refuse to enter certain areas of the house or show discomfort in specific locations. This reaction is not irrational fear, but the clear perception of presences or energies that remain invisible to our senses. Spiritual scent alerts them to influences that may affect the family's well-being. They function as energy detectors that map the vibrational quality of each environment. Understanding canine spiritual sense helps us appreciate the wisdom of these extraordinary beings even more. Their olfactory reactions are not whims or strange behaviors, but manifestations of a heightened perception that we must respect. When a dog shows discomfort with a particular person or place, they are alerting us to something our limited perception cannot grasp. This ability makes them silent counselors who guide us through their ancient wisdom. Spiritual sense is a gift that offers us constant protection and guidance. Developing trust in our dog's spiritual sense of smell can transform our relationship with these extraordinary companions. We begin to observe their reactions more closely, valuing their alerts and energetic guidance. Dogs become our partners in navigating the invisible complexities of human existence. Their transcendental olfactory capacity connects us with subtle dimensions that enrich our understanding of life. Canine spiritual sense is a bridge that connects us to the invisible world that constantly surrounds us. The emotional connection between dogs and humans goes far beyond simple domestic coexistence. These extraordinary beings possess a unique ability to perceive the most subtle changes in their owner's spiritual and emotional state. It's as if they have energetic antennae that capture vibrational shifts even before we humans are aware of what's happening within ourselves. This ability transcends any conventional scientific explanation, revealing a perfect harmony between the canine soul and the human essence. Dogs function as living emotional barometers that constantly monitor our spiritual well-being. When we're experiencing moments of sadness, anxiety, or joy, our canine companions are the first to notice these changes. They don't need words, gestures, or facial expressions to understand our internal state. Their perception operates at vibrational frequencies that detect energetic changes in real time. It's common to see dogs approaching to offer comfort when we're sad or showing concern when something is worrying us. This ability reveals that they see our souls transparently, without filters or social masks. Canine sensitivity to human emotional changes manifests itself through specific and revealing behaviors. When they sense their owners are experiencing emotional difficulties, they automatically adjust their behavior to offer support. Some become more affectionate and close, others adopt a protective stance, and still others simply remain by their side, offering their silent presence. This empathic response demonstrates their ability not only to detect, but also to understand and respond appropriately to human emotional needs. They are natural therapists who offer healing through their loving presence. The ability to detect changes in the human soul also manifests itself through the anticipation of important emotional events. Many owners report that their dogs exhibit different behaviors days before significant moments such as separations, house moves, or family losses. This prophetic perception reveals that they can access information that transcends linear time, capturing future energies that have not yet physically manifested. Dogs seem to navigate through temporal dimensions, sensing approaching emotional waves. This ability makes them true emotional oracles, preparing us for important transformations. Understanding this extraordinary capacity helps us develop a deeper and more respectful relationship with our canine companions. We come to value their sensitivity as a precious gift that enriches our emotional journey. When a dog shows concern or offers comfort, they are responding to real insights into our inner state. This intimate connection reminds us that we are not alone in our emotional struggles, for we have beings by our side capable of understanding our soul. Dogs become living mirrors that reflect our inner truth without judgment. Recognizing and honoring this canine ability can transform our approach to emotional and spiritual well-being. Our dogs become emotional thermometers that alert us to imbalances before they become larger problems. Learning to observe and interpret their signals offers us a valuable tool for self-knowledge and personal growth. This emotional partnership with our canine companions creates a support network that transcends the limitations of verbal communication. They are silent guardians of our emotional health, offering guidance through their ancient intuitive wisdom. Dogs' seemingly inexplicable behavior when faced with emptiness reveals one of their most extraordinary abilities. When they bark, growl, or stare intently into space, they are not reacting to hallucinations or behavioral quirks. These manifestations indicate that they are perceiving spiritual presences or energies that inhabit dimensions parallel to our physical reality. Their heightened senses can detect vibrations, movements, and consciousnesses that remain completely invisible to our human eyes. This ability makes them veritable detectors of paranormal activity, alerting us to invisible influences that constantly surround us. The intensity of canine reactions varies depending on the nature of the detected presence. When they perceive beneficial entities or positive energies, they may show curiosity, cautious approach, or even joy. On the other hand, when faced with threatening presences or negative energies, they assume defensive postures, bark intensely, or demonstrate clear signs of discomfort and alertness. This discriminatory ability reveals that they not only detect the invisible, but also can assess its intentions and characteristics. Dogs function as spiritual security systems that constantly monitor the energetic quality of their environments. Thousands of documented accounts confirm this extraordinary reality of canine perception. Entire families testify to moments where their dogs reacted intensely to presences no human could perceive. Some animals follow invisible movements around the room with their gaze. Others categorically refuse to enter certain rooms, and still others display protective behaviors for no apparent reason. These experiences reveal that dogs simultaneously inhabit our physical reality and parallel spiritual dimensions. They are living bridges between worlds that coexist in the same temporal space. The reaction to invisible presences also manifests itself through sudden changes in canine behavior. A calm dog may suddenly become agitated, alert, or protective without any apparent physical stimulus. These behavioral changes indicate that something significant is happening in the surrounding spiritual realm. Often, these reactions precede important events, family changes, or even warnings about situations that will develop in the future. Dogs seem to access information from different temporal dimensions, sensing influences that have not yet manifested physically. Understanding this extraordinary ability helps us better interpret the behavior of our canine companions. Their reactions are not disorders or behavioral problems, but legitimate manifestations of an expanded perception that we must respect. When a dog displays discomfort in a particular place or situation, it is alerting us to invisible aspects that may affect our well-being. This ancient wisdom offers protection and guidance that transcends our rational understanding. Dogs are spiritual guardians that keep us connected to broader realities. Developing trust in canine reactions to invisible presences can enrich our understanding of the complexity of existence. We come to value their alerts as valuable information about hidden aspects of our reality. This partnership with our companions connects us to spiritual dimensions that expand our awareness of life. Dogs become our guides in exploring invisible territories that influence our earthly journey. Their ability to perceive hidden presences reminds us that we inhabit a universe much richer and more complex than we imagine. The protection offered by dogs completely transcends the barriers of the physical world we know. These extraordinary guardians not only defend our bodies from material threats, but also erect energetic shields against negative spiritual forces that can affect us. When they perceive hostile presences or harmful energies, they automatically position themselves between the invisible threat and their beloved owners. It's as if they activate a spiritual defense system that operates in dimensions parallel to our physical reality. This protective capacity reveals that dogs intuitively understand the existence of invisible battles constantly taking place around us. Have you ever noticed your dog taking protective stances for no apparent reason, as if defending you from something invisible? Many owners report experiences where their companions assume defensive postures, creating veritable energetic barriers against threats that remained hidden to the human senses. This protective attitude isn't paranoia or primitive instinctive behavior, but a conscious response to real dangers that exist on the spiritual plane. Dogs function as invisible soldiers, combating negative forces, keeping their home safe from harmful influences. Their loyalty extends beyond physical life, also encompassing our spiritual safety. The intensity of the spiritual protective instinct varies according to each animal's personality and sensitivity. Some dogs demonstrate this ability through barking into space, others adopt physical confrontational postures, and still others simply remain alert and vigilant. Regardless of the manifestation, they all share the same determination to keep their owners safe from invisible threats. This spiritual protection operates 24 hours a day, creating an aura of security that constantly accompanies us. Dogs are spiritual warriors who dedicate their lives to our integral protection. Documented experiences reveal impressive cases where dogs have prevented negative energies or hostile presences from affecting their families. Some animals have literally expelled unwanted entities from their homes through intense defensive behavior. Others have created energetic barriers that prevented the manifestation of harmful influences at critical moments. This protective ability demonstrates that they possess not only spiritual perception, but also the power to influence and modify invisible realities. They are natural magicians who manipulate energies to ensure our spiritual well-being. Canine spiritual protection also manifests itself through the energetic purification of environments. Many owners observe that their dog's presence transforms the atmosphere of their homes, creating feelings of peace, harmony, and security. This positive influence is no coincidence, but a direct result of canines' capacity for energetic transmutation. They absorb negativity and radiate unconditional love, functioning as living spiritual filters that keep our homes energetically clean. Dogs are emotional alchemists who transform densities into light through their loving presence. Recognizing and honoring our canine companions' instinct for spiritual protection strengthens our connection with these extraordinary guardians. We come to understand that their presence offers much more than physical companionship, also providing continuous spiritual security. This awareness helps us further appreciate the sacred bond we share with our dogs. They are four-legged angels who dedicate their lives to our integral protection, keeping us safe in all dimensions of existence. Their loyalty transcends death, creating eternal bonds that accompany us through all the soul's journeys. The deep connection between dogs and their owners manifests itself through an extraordinary phenomenon of spiritual synchronization. These exceptional companions not only observe our external behaviors, but also absorb and reflect our most intimate emotional essence. It's as if they function as living mirrors that capture, amplify, and manifest the deepest aspects of our personality and spiritual state. Many owners are amazed to discover that their dogs have developed characteristics, habits, and even health problems similar to their own. This synchronization transcends any explanation based solely on behavioral imitation, revealing an energetic fusion that operates at sublime levels. The canine ability to reflect the human soul manifests itself in surprising and revealing ways. Dogs of anxious people often develop nervous behavior, while companions of calm individuals demonstrate natural serenity. This correspondence is no coincidence, but the result of a deep, energetic absorption that occurs through close coexistence. Dogs function as emotional antennas, capturing our inner vibrations and manifesting them through their behavior. They become living extensions of our consciousness, expressing aspects of our personality that we often don't even perceive in ourselves. The process of spiritual mirroring also reveals hidden aspects of our inner nature. Often seemingly inexplicable canine behaviors are direct reflections of unresolved emotional issues in their owners. An aggressive dog may be expressing repressed anger toward its owner, while a depressed animal may reflect deep, unexpressed sadness. This mirroring ability functions as an emotional diagnostic tool, helping us identify aspects of our personality that need attention. Dogs become silent therapists, revealing our inner truth through their behavior. The synchronization between dog and owner also manifests itself through shared experiences that transcend common logic. Many owners report that their canine companions have become ill simultaneously with them, or demonstrated behavioral changes that perfectly coincided with significant personal transformations. This connection reveals that they share not only physical spaces, but also energetic fields that keep them constantly in tune. Dogs absorb our energy like spiritual sponges, processing our emotions through their own bodies and experiences. They carry our emotional burdens, offering themselves as channels of healing and transformation. Understanding dogs' role as mirrors of the human soul offers us a powerful tool for self-knowledge. Closely observing our companion's behavior can reveal aspects of our personality that remain hidden from our consciousness. When a dog repeatedly displays certain behaviors, it may be alerting us to emotional patterns we need to examine within ourselves. This spiritual partnership transforms our dogs into silent teachers who teach us about our own nature. They are sacred mirrors that reflect our souls without judgment or criticism. Honoring this extraordinary capacity for spiritual mirroring profoundly enriches our relationship with our canine companions. We come to see them not just as pets, but as spiritual partners who share our journey of growth and evolution. This awareness motivates us to work on our own emotional development, knowing that this will also benefit our beloved companions. Dogs become living incentives for our personal transformation, constantly reminding us that we are responsible for the energetic quality we share. They are loving mirrors that invite us to become better versions of ourselves. There is an extraordinary depth to canine silence that transcends any known form of verbal communication. When a dog remains in absolute silence, intently observing something our eyes cannot perceive, they are immersed in a spiritual communion that connects invisible dimensions. These moments of stillness do not represent an absence of activity, but rather intense periods of attunement to higher frequencies that escape our limited understanding. Dogs revealing silence functions as a natural meditation that connects them with ancient wisdom and universal knowledge. They become receptive channels that capture messages and information from parallel realities. During these silent periods, dogs assume a contemplative posture that reveals their deepest spiritual nature. Their breathing slows and becomes more rhythmic. Their eyes acquire a serene intensity, and their entire being seems to expand beyond physical limits. It's as if they're accessing cosmic libraries filled with knowledge forgotten by modern humanity. This silence isn't empty or inactive, but rather filled with subtle communication occurring at higher energetic levels. Dogs function as spiritual antennas, receiving transmissions from higher consciousnesses inhabiting parallel dimensions. Revealing silence also serves as a bridge between our physical world and more subtle spiritual realities. During these moments, dogs seem to function as mediators, translating information invisible to our limited understanding. Often, after periods of contemplative silence, they demonstrate behaviors that guide or alert us to important situations. This mediating ability reveals that they can process and interpret data from multiple dimensions simultaneously. They are universal translators, decoding cosmic messages and transmitting them through their actions and behaviors. The quality of canine silence varies depending on the nature of the information they are receiving. Some moments are characterized by a profound serenity that conveys peace and harmony, while others carry an alert intensity that suggests the receipt of important warnings. This diversity in silence reveals that dogs access different types of awareness and information depending on the needs of the moment. Silence becomes a sophisticated language that communicates much more than words could express. They master this elevated form of communication that completely transcends human verbal limitations. Observing and respecting our canine companions' moments of revealing silence can significantly enrich our spiritual understanding. These periods should not be interrupted or ignored, as they represent precious opportunities to connect with higher wisdom. When our dogs enter contemplative silence, we can also take advantage of it to quiet our minds and try to tune into the frequencies they are accessing. This joint practice of silent meditation strengthens our spiritual connection and brings us closer to broader realities. Dogs become our meditation teachers, teaching us the value of sacred silence. Understanding the depth of canine silence helps us develop a more refined appreciation for the wisdom of these extraordinary beings. Their moments of stillness are not inactivity or boredom, but periods of intense spiritual activity that deserve our respect and admiration. This awareness transforms our perception of dogs' contemplative nature, revealing them as natural philosophers who master spiritual arts lost to humanity. This revealing silence becomes a sacred language that connects us with universal mysteries through ancient canine wisdom. A dog's gaze possesses a penetrating intensity that completely transcends the barriers of superficial human perception. When a dog locks eyes with us, it is not simply observing our external physical appearance, but penetrating deep layers of our existence until it reaches the purest essence of our soul. This extraordinary visual ability functions like spiritual X-rays that pierce social masks, emotional defenses, and superficial pretensions to contemplate our absolute inner truth. Dogs have eyes that see beyond temporary illusions, connecting directly with our eternal spiritual nature. Their gaze is a window that opens between two souls, creating connections that transcend any form of verbal communication. The depth of a canine's gaze reveals secrets about our personality that we often don't even fully understand. These extraordinary eyes can identify hidden fears, repressed joys, unresolved traumas, and undeveloped potential that reside deep within our being. It's as if they possess emotional X-ray vision that unravels complex layers of our psyche with surgical precision. This ability to read deeply explains why we feel completely understood and accepted in the presence of our canine companions. They see us in our entirety, without judgment or expectations, offering unconditional love based on our true essence. The penetrating gaze of dogs also functions as a revealing mirror that confronts us with our own authenticity. When observed by these eyes that pierce all pretensions, we are invited to abandon masks and present ourselves in our most authentic form. This experience can be simultaneously liberating and challenging, as it forces us to confront aspects of our personality that we prefer to keep hidden. Dogs function as silent therapists, helping us recognize and integrate fragmented parts of our identity. Their compassionate gaze encourages us to embrace our full humanity, including imperfections and vulnerabilities. The intensity of a dog's gaze varies according to the emotional needs of the moment and the individual characteristics of each animal. Some have gentle gazes that convey comfort and security. Others carry a penetrating intensity that challenges and inspires personal transformation. There are also those whose eyes radiate ancient wisdom, as if carrying memories of past lives and universal knowledge. This diversity in gaze reveals that each dog has its own spiritual mission and unique way of connecting with the human soul. They are individualized masters who offer us exactly the kind of visual connection our souls need to grow and evolve. Experiences shared by millions of owners confirm the transformative power of a dog's gaze in their lives. Many people describe specific moments where their dog's gaze provided profound insights, emotional healing, or significant spiritual awakening. These visual encounters are not coincidental coincidences, but sacred experiences that permanently alter our perspective on life and relationships. The gaze that penetrates us acts as a master key, opening inner doors that had remained closed for years. Dogs become catalysts for transformation, helping us access forgotten aspects of our divine nature. Understanding and honoring the power of a dog's gaze profoundly enriches our capacity for spiritual connection with these extraordinary companions. When we allow their eyes to penetrate our souls without resistance, we open channels of communication that completely transcend the limitations of verbal language. This visual exchange becomes a sacred form of communion that nourishes both our souls and theirs. Moments of intense eye contact with our dogs are precious opportunities for mutual growth and spiritual healing. They teach us that true communication occurs through the eyes of the soul, where all barriers dissolve into pure love. The canine ability to perceive future events before they physically manifest represents one of the most extraordinary abilities of these special beings. Through a temporal sensitivity that transcends our linear understanding of time, dogs can capture energy waves that precede important events in our lives. This prophetic perception is not superstition or coincidence, but a genuine ability to navigate through temporal dimensions that exist simultaneously with our present. Thousands of documented reports confirm that dogs sense illnesses, accidents, deaths, and even positive events days or weeks before they occur. They function as temporal radars, detecting disturbances in the fabric of space-time that constantly surrounds us. Canine omens manifest themselves through specific behavioral changes that serve as alerts to their attentive owners. When they sense the approach of significant events, they may display unexplained restlessness, seek greater physical proximity, or assume overly protective postures for no apparent reason. Some dogs begin to constantly follow their owners, as if trying to keep them under constant protection. Others demonstrate reluctance to leave the house or refuse to leave certain family members alone. These behavioral changes are not whims or anxiety, but conscious manifestations of foreknowledge about events that have not yet physically occurred. The accuracy of canine health warnings impresses even medical and veterinary professionals. Numerous cases document dogs that have detected cancer, diabetes, epilepsy, and other medical conditions months before official diagnoses. These extraordinary animals can sniff out body chemistry changes that precede visible symptomatic manifestations. Their diagnostic ability operates at molecular levels that surpass sophisticated medical equipment. Dogs function as living laboratories, constantly analyzing their owner's health through methods that science cannot yet fully explain. Canine omens of traumatic events such as accidents or family losses demonstrate a deep connection with temporal currents that influence our existence. Many owners report that their dogs displayed strange and protective behaviors days before accidents that could have been avoided if the signals had been interpreted correctly. This preemptive alerting capacity reveals that dogs access information about multiple future probabilities simultaneously. They function as early warning systems that attempt to protect us from harmful fates through their behavioral warnings. Their expanded temporal perception transforms them into guardians who protect not only our present, but also our future. The ability to sense positive events is also part of the canine prophetic repertoire, manifesting itself through anticipated joy and celebratory behaviors. Many dogs display inexplicable excitement days before the arrival of beloved visitors, positive changes, or important opportunities. This ability to anticipate future joys reveals that their temporal perception works in both emotional directions. Dogs connect with energies of happiness that have not yet manifested, preparing their owners to receive approaching blessings. They are harbingers of hope, reminding us that the future also holds wonderful moments. Developing sensitivity to canine omens and warnings can transform our ability to navigate life's challenges. Learning to interpret subtle behavioral changes in our companions offers us a valuable tool for preparing for future events. This prophetic partnership with our dogs creates a temporal safety net that helps us make wiser and more timely decisions. When we trust in the temporal wisdom of our companions, we gain allies who guide us through the complexities of human destiny. Dogs become loving oracles that help us co-create more harmonious and protected futures. The presence of dogs in our lives completely transcends the limits of a simple domestic pet. These extraordinary beings assume the sacred role of spiritual companions, accompanying us through the deepest journeys of our conscious evolution. Their mission goes far beyond providing physical companionship, also encompassing spiritual guidance, energetic protection, and catalyzing our inner growth. Dogs function as disguised teachers who come into our lives to teach us fundamental lessons about unconditional love, conscious presence, and connection with higher dimensions. They are earthly angels who chose canine form to assist us on our journey towards spiritual awakening. The spiritual influence of dogs manifests itself through their natural ability to keep us connected to the present moment. In a world dominated by future anxieties and past regrets, our canine companions teach us the art of mindfulness through their constant example. They live intensely in each moment, finding joy in the simplest experiences and demonstrating genuine gratitude for small everyday pleasures. This practical wisdom invites us to let go of unnecessary worries and embrace the richness of the present. Dogs are mindfulness teachers who show us how to find peace and happiness in the present moment. Canine spiritual companionship also reveals itself through their unique ability to reflect and amplify our inner light. In the presence of our dogs, positive aspects of our personality are naturally highlighted and strengthened. They act as loving mirrors that show us our capacity for love, compassion, and unconditional care. This positive reflection helps us recognize and develop spiritual qualities that may lie dormant within us. Dogs inspire us to become better versions of ourselves through their pure love and total acceptance. The spiritual journey shared with our canine companions often includes experiences of profound emotional healing and significant personal transformation. Many people find that their dog's presence has provided strength during difficult times, inspiration for important changes, and courage to face seemingly impossible challenges. This transformative influence is no coincidence, but a result of the spiritual mission these beings assume in our lives. They are catalysts for growth, helping us overcome limitations and expand our consciousness. Dogs function as spiritual therapists, guiding us through processes of healing and renewal. The spiritual connection with our canine companions also teaches us about the eternal nature of loving bonds that transcend physical death. Many owners report experiences where they feel their dog's spiritual presence even after their departure, confirming that the bonds created during earthly life continue to exist in higher dimensions. This spiritual continuity teaches us that true love is indestructible and that the most meaningful relationships are eternal. Dogs show us that death is merely a transition to different forms of spiritual connection and communication. Honoring our dogs as spiritual companions completely transforms our perspective on the meaning and purpose of these extraordinary relationships. We come to understand that we were chosen by these special souls for a mutual journey of spiritual growth and evolution. This awareness motivates us to make the most of every shared moment, extracting all the lessons and blessings these disguised teachers have to offer. Dogs become sacred partners who accompany us toward higher dimensions of love, wisdom, and universal understanding. After exploring these 10 extraordinary revelations about canine spiritual perception, one truth becomes undeniable. Our four-legged companions are much more than simple pets. They are beings endowed with transcendental capabilities that connect us with invisible dimensions of existence, functioning as living bridges between our material world and higher spiritual realities. Every bark directed into the void, every penetrating gaze, every moment of contemplative silence now takes on a profound meaning that transforms our understanding of these masters in disguise. From today on, you will never see your dog the same way again, for you understand that living by your side is an extraordinary being, capable of seeing truths that escape our limited perception. This journey of discovery into canine spiritual abilities invites us to develop a deeper and more respectful relationship with our extraordinary companions. When we recognize their transcendental capabilities, we begin to value every signal, every reaction, and every moment of connection as precious opportunities for mutual spiritual growth. Our dogs become not only faithful friends, but true spiritual guides who accompany us through the complexities of human existence, offering protection, guidance, and unconditional love that transcends all temporal and dimensional barriers. They are sacred gifts we receive to enrich our journey toward awakening higher consciousness.